Imagine you are lying in bed at midnight scrolling through an online store. You are exhausted from a long week of work. You see a designer jacket that costs exactly 800 USD. You want it instantly. You open your banking app. You only have 1,200 USD left for the rest of the month. Your rational, logical brain screams at you that spending 800 USD on a single piece of clothing right now is an absolutely terrible financial decision. You sigh. You prepare to move your thumb and close the application. But right before you do, a brightly colored, perfectly placed button catches your eye. It says buy now, pay later. Take this item home today for 4 easy payments of just 200 USD with 0% interest. Suddenly, the entire mathematical reality shifts in your mind. 200 USD feels totally fine. It feels like nothing. You click the button, you confirm the order, and you go to sleep feeling like a financial genius who just hacked the system. You know what is crazy? You did not hack anything. You just walked willingly into a psychological slaughterhouse. You were manipulated by a billion algorithm designed to completely disable your biological defense mechanisms and trap you in an endless cycle of micro-debt. Before we dive in, remember this video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Welcome to TAFA Finance, where we explain investing and psychology concepts in a simple way. In this channel, we spend way too much time thinking about how people sabotage their own wealth without even realizing it. The concept we are talking about today is the abstraction of pain. We naturally assume that debt is only dangerous if it comes with massive interest rates. We assume that if an app offers us 0% interest, it is essentially free money. We view buy now, pay later services as a smart budgeting tool that helps us manage our cash flow. But the truth is exactly the opposite. These services were not designed to help you budget. They were meticulously designed by behavioral psychologists to trick your brain into buying things you cannot actually afford. By breaking a massive price tag into tiny invisible pieces, you stop making decisions based on your total wealth and you start making decisions based entirely on the illusion of affordability. And letting a financing app dictate your spending habits is the exact psychological mechanism that guarantees your wealth will be permanently destroyed. Let me break down the math for you. Let us look at the brutal reality of what happens when you let the buy now, pay later system take over your life. Imagine a highly educated professional making 85,000 USD a year. They are smart. They know that high-interest credit cards are a trap, so they actively avoid them. But they download a buy now, pay later app because it promises 0 interest. In January, they buy a new laptop for 2,000 USD, split into 4 payments of 500 USD. In February, they want to take a weekend vacation, so they finance a 1,200 USD flight and hotel, split into 4 payments of 300 USD. In March, they buy 800 USD worth of clothes, split into 4 payments of 200 USD. In their mind, they are being incredibly responsible. They never spent more than a few $100s at a time. But let us look at the actual mathematics of their cash flow. By April, they are paying 500 USD for the laptop, 300 USD for the vacation, and 200 USD for the clothes. That is exactly 1,000 USD automatically draining out of their checking account every single month. Look, and I need you to really listen to this. They have completely destroyed their monthly cash flow. Suddenly, a real emergency happens. Their car breaks down and the repair costs 600 USD. Because 1,000 USD of their income is already promised to past purchases, they do not have the cash to fix the car. They miss a payment on the buy now, pay later app. Instantly, the 0% interest illusion shatters. The app hits them with a 40 USD late fee and retroactively applies a massive 30% interest rate to the entire original balance. They are now trapped in toxic debt, paying astronomical fees, all because they thought they were getting a free loan. Now, let us look at the massive, devastating opportunity cost. What if this professional had simply waited until they had the actual cash to buy those items? Better yet, what if they took that 1,000 USD a month they were bleeding to the financing apps and invested it into a boring, broad market index fund averaging an 8% annual return over exactly 10 years? That money would have compounded into over 180,000 USD. If they kept doing it for 20 years, it would explode to over 580,000 USD. In 30 years, avoiding the buy now, pay later trap would have generated over 1,400,000 USD in pure wealth. The difference between buying a laptop on an installment plan and trusting the math is literally becoming a millionaire. They sacrificed absolute financial freedom just to get a vacation a few months earlier. That is not a coincidence, that is a pattern. The middle class is entirely trapped in a cycle of accelerating their consumption through debt, actively choosing to stay poor so they can look rich today. Here is the part that surprises almost everyone. Highly intelligent, deeply educated people are actually the most vulnerable demographic to this trap. Why do incredibly smart people willingly sabotage their wealth by using these apps? It comes down to deeply ingrained psychological traps and biological wiring that completely bypass human logic. First, the complete elimination of the pain of paying. The human brain evolved over millions of years to understand physical scarcity. In ancient times, if you handed over 10 physical apples to someone, your brain instantly registered a massive loss of resources. Your body literally produced a mild pain response. Hundreds of years ago, when people used physical gold or cash, spending money physically hurt. You had to count the bills, hand them over, and watch your stack of money get visibly smaller. This biological pain was your natural defense mechanism against going broke. But today, the financial technology sector has engineered the perfect psychological weapon against you. They eliminated the friction. Today, you do not hand over cash. You do not even swipe a card. You literally just look at your phone screen, it scans your face, and the item is yours. Your primitive brain does not register that a transaction took place. There is absolutely zero biological pain. You get a massive hit of dopamine from acquiring a new item, but the pain of losing resources is pushed far into the invisible future. Because spending money has become completely frictionless, your primitive brain views everything as free. You literally exhaust your life savings to catastrophic levels just because a software company removed your biological pain receptors. Elite investors hack this biological bug by intentionally reintroducing friction into their lives. They force themselves to feel the pain of every single they spend. Second, the psychological phenomenon of the denomination effect. The human brain is terrible at processing large abstract numbers. If an app tells you a designer watch costs 2,400 USD, your logical brain immediately activates and tells you it is too expensive. But these companies employ neuroscientists who know how to bypass your logical brain. They break the 2,400 USD down into a microscopic number. They tell you it is just 600 USD a month, or better yet, just 20 USD a day. Your brain relaxes. You suddenly start calculating how you can skip buying coffee or cook at home a few times to afford the 20 USD. Your brain is a biological machine violently optimized to focus on immediate survival rather than long-term consequences. Because the daily fee feels completely manageable, your brain completely ignores the catastrophic reality of being trapped in a binding contract for months. You violently abandon your savings goals because managing a tiny fractional payment feels like a faster path to emotional safety than facing the massive total cost. You protect your fragile ego by convincing yourself you can afford it, but you completely destroy your financial foundation. True wealth creators hack this by actively refusing to ever look at fractional pricing. They look exclusively at the total macroeconomic cost of the purchase, and they treat $2,400 USD broken into pieces exactly the same as a massive $2,400 USD lump sum. Third, the trap of present bias and hyperbolic discounting. Human beings naturally value the present version of themselves far more than the future version of themselves. We treat our future selves like complete strangers. When you click Buy Now, Pay Later, you get to experience 100% of the joy, the status, and the utility of the item today. But the person who has to wake up early, go to work, and pay for the item is the future you. Your brain literally tricks you into believing that the future you will somehow have more money, more energy, and fewer problems. You falsely believe that making the payments next month will be easy. Because your wealth is tied up in these irrational emotional illusions, you exhaust your mental energy fighting a losing battle against your own past decisions. When the bill comes due next month, the dopamine of the purchase is completely gone, but the financial stress is entirely real. You trap your future in decades of anxiety simply because clicking a button triggered your primitive reward system. The rich hack this by prioritizing their future self above all else. They realize that robbing their future self to buy clothes today is the ultimate form of self-sabotage. Here is the catch. You can completely rewrite this toxic biological programming by attacking the root identity of your spending habits, rather than just trying to make more money. You cannot just rely on manual willpower to stop using financing apps. You need a cold, hard system to protect your money from your own emotional brain and the predatory algorithms. Decide that today you will practice the 72-hour absolute quarantine rule. Stop relying on your primitive instincts to decide what you can afford when you are staring at a screen late at night. Your primitive brain is highly susceptible to targeted marketing and easy financing. You must establish a strict mechanical boundary that prevents you from falling into impulse spending. Decide right now that for any non-essential purchase over $100 USD, you must put it in the digital shopping cart and then completely close the application for exactly 72 hours. Delete the app from your phone if you have to. During these 3 days, the massive spike of dopamine and adrenaline in your brain will naturally collapse. You mathematically force your logical brain to take control back from your emotional brain. You build unstoppable psychological momentum because you will quickly realize that you never actually needed the item. The urge to buy was just a temporary chemical reaction in your brain. Decide that today you will implement the 5x cash rule. Your financial anxiety is directly influenced by the fact that you buy things you cannot actually afford. If you need to split a 500 USD purchase into 4 payments, you cannot afford it. You must completely remove this toxic habit from your financial life. Decide today that if you want to buy a luxury item, a vacation, or a depreciating asset, you must have exactly 5 times the total cost of that item sitting in cold, hard cash in your bank account. If you want a 1,000 USD phone, you must have 5,000 USD in cash. If you do not have it, you cannot buy it. Period. By giving yourself a strict mathematical barrier, you safely starve your biological urge to look rich. You mathematically trap yourself into building real wealth because you force yourself to accumulate capital before you are allowed to consume it. Decide that today you will completely delete your future obligations. You must completely remove the human ego from your purchasing strategy. Stop trying to use financing apps as an extension of your income. because I promise you that money does not belong to you. You must decide today that true status is owing absolutely nothing to anyone. True status is having a massive cushion of liquid cash and investments working silently in the background, while everyone else is stressing over their installment plans. Go into your phone right now and delete every single Buy Now, Pay Later application. Remove your saved credit cards from your web browsers so you have to manually type the numbers every time you want to buy something. By introducing friction back into your life, you mathematically free up your mental energy to focus entirely on increasing your actual skills and acquiring assets that pay you big takeaway. The absolute fastest way to stay permanently broke is to deeply believe that breaking a large expense into smaller payments magically makes it affordable. True wealth is not about managing your micro-debts perfectly to finally feel superior to your friends. True wealth is about absolutely refusing to surrender your future capital to a primitive emotional need for instant gratification. True wealth is owning the boring, invisible digital systems that capture and compound your money over time, while everyone else is panicking and destroying their peace of mind, trying to figure out how to pay off the shoes they bought 3 months ago. If you look at your past and realize you have completely panicked and wasted thousands of dollars financing useless items over the years, take a deep breath. Do not panic. You are not stupid. You are not lazy. You are not a weak person destined for failure. You are simply fighting against millions of years of human tribal evolution that relentlessly prioritizes immediate rewards over your long-term survival. You are fighting this battle against a massive financial technology machine designed to completely bypass your logic and monetize your impatience. Wanting nice things is completely normal. The problem only starts when that desire begins making your financial decisions for you and trapping you in a cycle of debt. Acknowledging this psychological warfare is the very first step to escaping it. You have the ultimate power to step out of your comfort zone, delete those apps, and build a fortress of real wealth right now. If you found value in this breakdown, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so we can keep making these videos for you. Let me know down in the comments. What is the most ridiculous thing you ever financed using a Buy Now, Pay Later app that you completely regret today? Be honest. I read every single one. Also, check out this other video on the screen right now where we break down another massive investing myth. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.